You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we got an update on one of the most appalling things we've ever heard, which is Shedeur Sanders' house getting broken into. We did that video, but they got away with a hell of a lot of property, at least from a monetary value standpoint, literally while Shedeur Sanders is in the game making his NFL debut. His house was getting broken into. And we've got an update on the valued amount these no good sons of bitches, and that's what they are, no good sons of bitches, got away with. All right? And we also got some context on how historically bad his debut was. And it was bad. We knew it was bad. We knew it was a disaster. On an NFL historical level, it was arguably the worst debut in the history of the NFL, which, yikes. But, again, he's going to get starting reps all this week. And you guys have heard me say, if you've listened to me on Black and White Sports 2 Talk Football, and on this channel at times Talk Football, I'd be the first to tell you, I believe the system, when it comes to evaluating quarterbacks, developing quarterbacks, backup quarterbacks, all that, I believe the system in the NFL is broken. Because you can't tell me that, let's say 10 quarterbacks get drafted. You can't tell me, let's say 2 hits. I'm never going to believe the other 8. You're telling me the other 8, none of them were capable of starting in the NFL. There's a world where I believe quarterbacks are literally eating themselves alive. And what I mean by that is they come into a franchise, they don't get enough reps, they can't show what they can do, and they're out of the league. That's why I think eventually you should, or we should, if the NFL was smart, they'd slap an NFL logo on the UFL, NFL presents, blah, blah, blah. And when these guys get drafted, they would go to the UFL and play in actual NFL schemes against actual NFL players. You know, bubble starters, bubble guys on the roster, and practice squad guys and new draftees, all of that. So, approximately $200,000 in property was stolen from the home of Cleveland Browns rookie Shedeur Sanders during a break-in Sunday, according to police. 3 suspects entered the Sanders home around 6:46 Eastern Time, according to a news release from the Medina County Sheriff's Office. Surveillance cameras in the home captured video of the suspects entering and exiting different portions of the home. The suspects were wearing masks and gloves and were seen exiting Sanders' home at around 6:58 p.m. Eastern Time with property belonging to Sanders. The incident is being investigated by the Sheriff's Office, according to the release. The break-in occurred while Sanders was making his NFL debut in Sunday's game against the Baltimore Ravens at Huntington Bank Field in Cleveland. That's unbelievable. In the past year or so, burglaries have taken place at the homes of multiple high-profile athletes, including Lakers' Luka Doncic, while he was with the Mavericks, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, and Travis Kelce. And he goes on to talk about his performance in the game, which we are now going to get to. Wow. You see this headline from CBS Sports. Shedeur Sanders' NFL debut was historically bad. And look, it was some bad circumstances to have to debut in too. Let's just be real. But some of the company he's got here is scary. It is a little scary. Sanders struggled mightily, completing 4 of 16 passes for 47 yards and an interception. The Browns were outscored 13-0 in the second half against the Ravens team, now on a 4-game win streak. It was one of the worst quarterback debuts in recent memory. Minimum 15 passes for the notes below. Sanders had the most inefficient NFL debut by a quarterback since Ian Book in 2021, a minus 0.8 EPA per play. Sanders averaged the fewest yards per dropback, 1.7, in an NFL game since Ryan Lindy in 2012. God, I remember that game, and it felt like you were dying inside watching that game. It was so awful. Ryan Lindley had no business starting a National Football League game. Sanders averaged the fewest yards per attempt, 2.9, in the NFL since Quincy Carter. Good God. In 2001, Sanders had the lowest completion percentage, 25%, in a NFL debut in 41 years. Scott Stankovich, is that right? I've never even heard. Guys, I've watched the NFL for 45 years. I don't remember that cat. I don't. That's about the worst possible company you could ask for outside of maybe Carter, who had one productive season. No, it's not good company. Even Quincy Carter was not an NFL quarterback. He was nothing but a backup. That's what he was. To his credit, he offered an honest assessment after the game. Quote, "I don't think I played good at all. I think it's a lot of things we need to look at during the week and go get comfortable even throwing routes with Jerry Jeudy and throwing routes with all these guys. I think that was my first ball to him all year. But other than that, I just think overall, we just got to go next week and understand. So when we have a week to prepare stuff like I do." So, and he goes on to ask, is he a terrible player? We don't know that. We don't know if he's a terrible player or not. It was his NFL debut. Wasn't good. And we're going to find out, what is he going to look like behind the first team offensive line. No matter what, he cannot hold on to the ball that long. And I've got to tell you, I'm shocked. Had the Cleveland Browns not been coaching him on getting rid of the ball? Like internal clock in your head, 2.5 seconds, it needs to be gone. Gone. Don't run out. Don't spin out. Don't do a 14-step drop back because you're screwed. You've effed yourself if you do that. And it's one of the quickest ways out of the league as a potential quarterback. It is. Now, is there hope? Yeah. Caleb Williams looks a lot better than he did, let's say 5 games ago. But Ben Johnson is a top 4 or 5 offensive mind in the league? And even at that, Caleb's still got some problems, but he is doing a better job of getting the damn ball out. Look, Shedeur was very accurate in college, but damn wide receivers are, wide ass open by 4 yards in college. I watched every snap he took at Colorado. Shit, those were some of those receivers. They wasn't anybody within a 30-foot radius of the wide receiver at times. That's just college football at times against certain teams, especially ones with poor defenses. Whoa, his book is not written. He needs reps, yada, yada, yada. Right? It's all about repetition. But again, I believe the NFL has got a broken system when it comes to quarterbacks. I have to wonder how many guys in the history of the NFL, but let's just say in the last 10 years, could have been good starting quarterbacks if they ever got a sizable amount of actual good reps. Because we heard it this week, and I knew that. I've been saying it. Backup quarterbacks don't get reps. You know, I mean, you got practice squad reps and all that kind of thing, but you get some scout team reps and that kind of thing. But how many do you really get? Nothing compared to the starter. This is why the NFL needs a developmental league of some kind to prepare quarterbacks on being able to play. And it's got so much to do with coaching. Mac Jones is a complete bust. Look at that. And gets with Kyle Shanahan, and he looks like he's better than Brock Purdy. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.